And okay, so today on our call, we're going to talk about finishing the year stronger than you started, which is a really cool, motto for everybody, whether you're a coach or not. You should obviously want to be in a better place at the end of the year versus the beginning. And how to build a leadership mentality, and then delegation ideas for busy people, because it's so huge. So I want to do some recognition. And again, I said that I'm going to have somebody create for this week from October, because your leadership ladder is updated every month. And if you're not sure what the leadership ladder is, go to your Coach Online office, and that little box where it says your Success Club points, if you look at the top, there's a tab within that, at the top of that box that says leadership ladder. And it'll tell you what your rank is, and then what your next leader rung, benchmark is. And if you click learn more or see more, it'll explain everything. If you have questions, Brittany Leggett on her YouTube, she's got a really simple, I think it's like a 8-minute video that really describes it. But basically, it's a cool way, other than Success Club points, to see how your business is doing. So, and it's not just based off of how many challenge packs can you sell, but how are you leading a successful team? So that's what's kind of cool. So team builders, we have 3 on our team, or 4 on our team. From my personally sponsored coaches. We have Angela Camello, Sarah Smith, Melissa Ludwig, and Danielle Rhodes. Danielle isn't a personally sponsored coach, but I just claim her because her coach is inactive. And then business starters is Natasha Corey, Tanner Hine, Ashley Lindsay, Shauna Ord, hey Shauna, Danielle Mullen, yay, and Audrey Steers, and Molly Trempler, yay. So this means that you are signing on coaches, and you are being consistent with building your volume, and you are hitting Success Club. So that's really cool to see. Different than just Success Club points. This is you, as a leader. And then you look at when you see what you see on the very right column, it tells you what you need to hit the next rung, or how to move up the ladder. And so it'll tell you, you may need 2, coaches that are hitting Success Club or something like that. And if you're struggling with your coaches hitting Success Club, you need to focus on them. And, if they're not willing to work, you can't make them do that. But if they do want to work, think about, what did I struggle with in the beginning? What did I have a hard time with? And what did my coach helped me with? And so you just kind of need to talk to them and figure out what they're struggling with. And as you are taking in personal development and you're learning more things, you need to put that out there and teach them. If you heard something really cool in the National Wake Up Call, I want you to, talk to them about it and share that with them, because, that is something that's really going to be powerful. Somebody's making noise and everybody's muted, so I don't get it. Oh, wait, there we go. I gotcha. And so that's just really kind of you. And I struggled with this a lot. I struggled with this for a long time. I was doing my personal development. I was selling challenge packs, but I wasn't sharing that with my team. And I wasn't teaching my team how to do the things that I was learning. Yes, you can do it on your own, because I was proactive. I got on YouTube and followed top coaches, and I watched their training videos. I listened to every single thing, and I downloaded and looked at every single piece of training in the Coach Online office. I was on every single team call, and I took notes, and I listened to every National Wake Up Call. It's out there, and you're going to learn it, and you're always going to learn more things, but you need to instill these things with your new coaches. And when I get on the phone with my coaches now, I feel like I have an advantage. The people that I sign now, they have this, they have a fire in their belly when they first get signed on, and you're telling them, look, make my team call non-negotiable, make National Wake Up Call non-negotiable. Even if you can't jump on, it's 100% going to be your personal development sometime throughout that week that you do this, because you're not going to learn if you're just sitting there and scrolling through Facebook. That's not going to make you successful. I make Success Club non-negotiable. You're getting that free ticket to Summit, and we are getting your butt there. And why would you pay for it if you don't have to? Why would you not want a free call with our CEO? Why would you not want to get your Shakeology paid for and help other people get healthy too? So when you just talk to people and you have that mind shift, I cannot say this is like the third time I've messed this up. Mind shift, change. I don't even want to say shift again. That is going to be everything. And when you start people off, like Emerald isn't hard. You just keep talking to people. And if you get a no, cool, maybe I'll see you down the road in a month, 2 months, 2 years, because I know you'll be back and it's not going to hurt my feelings if you told me no. And so that's just kind of the mindset that you have to have. Totally got off on a tangent. Let me do a Success Club roundup. Ashley Lindsay has 16 Success Club points. Like, she's an alien, and I just messaged her to see if she would make a video about some of her tips. Ashley is a busy mom of 2. Her husband works 3rd shift, so he's basically works midnight, and she takes care of the babies and it doesn't get a lot of help and doesn't have internet at her house. She doesn't have internet at her house, and she just ran over her phone a couple days ago, and she's still like, oh, I'm at SC16. So it's just kind of proof to say that there is no excuse in this business. If you want it, you're going to talk to more people. You're going to make it happen. And she's very consistent in her posting. So I want you to go follow her like page. It's called Ashley Lindsay. It's Happy Here. Her like page gets a whole lot of interaction. She kind of told people like, look, I'm for the most part going to be hopping over to my like page now. I suggest that you get a like page, even if you're posting the same stuff you're posting on your personal page. Just do it. Because the thing with like pages is you just have to be consistent with it and expect crickets. It grows slowly, but to be able to have that option to boost post and do ads. I get a ton of other people that from ads and being able to do that for, $5 or $10, you can run an ad from a post or boost a post and get people, interested in your page. And it's a great way to find new people. So again, if you're like super busy and you're like, I'm not adding one more thing to my plate, you can make the same post. I have a friend that has almost 2,000 followers, and she literally does the same post for her like page and her personal page. But it's adding value, and some of those people that aren't friends with her are going to see that, and they're going to be like, oh, this girl's awesome. So if you don't have a like page yet, get started, and don't get all bent out of shape when you're like, hey, you get any likes? Because I have like 1,400 likes for my page, and I still will make a post, and I'll be like, what? Not one person like this? What the heck? So it's honestly not a big deal. It grows slowly, but it's a great way to get in touch with more people. Okay, so Ashley Lindsay has 16. Danielle Mullen has 7. Yeah, girl. So those are the 2 that have hit Success Club 5 and 10. And then Jessie White has 4. Yay! Sarah Smith with 2. Danielle Rhodes with 4. Melissa Ludwig with 4. Rachel Wright with 2. Yay! Her first challenge back. Tasha has 2. Molly has 2. Alexa has 1. Alicia Rogers has 2. Tanner has 4. And Elizabeth Gilbert just signed on her first coach and has 2 Success Club points. So good job to everybody. Now I'm going to go through and talk to you about some of the things that, I said I wanted to talk about. And I want you guys to use the chat. I want to start being more interactive on our calls. So feel free to talk to each other. If you have any questions, I'll see them in there to be able to answer them too. Yay! You're signing your dad as a coach? Cool. Awesome. And Nancy Trumpler has 4 Success Club points and is beating Molly. That's awesome. Your mom is better than you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So yeah, feel free to talk to each other in there, and, you can answer each other's questions. And if you can't by the end of the call, I'll jump on there too. But this is kind of a great way. This is, I always say, bring your wine. I had to bring my water. Oh my gosh. I almost stopped and got it. And I was like, wait, no, I'm trying to be good before my marathon Saturday. So, okay. So finishing the year stronger than you started. My biggest tip for that is, I said tit. Sorry, I got distracted. Is follow Brittany Leggett, Melanie Mitro, Katie Hefner, and Chelsea Pierce, and any of top 10 coaches. Those are some of my favorite. And when you click follow on their page, you can choose the option see first. So I see their post first when I sign on to my my newsfeed, I see their posts first, which is cool because I like to base my posts off of things that they're making. That's why lately I've been sharing their posts into the group. Just go follow them because I see things all the time and I'm like, holy cow, that's amazing. Why didn't I think of that? So when you're trying to be successful, don't reinvent the wheel. Just do what successful people do. If you see a post that somebody on our team has made and you're like, dude, I love that, I'm going to make that my own. Do it. That's why I say become friends with people on our team. I told a new coach, Elizabeth Gilbert, I told her to follow a couple, like 4 or 5 coaches that were really consistent with posting and things. And she signed on a coach today and she said it helped me so much that I was looking at those other coaches and I was seeing things that they were posting and it was reminding me that I need to post. So follow successful people, follow other coaches on our team, and feel free to take a post that somebody makes and make it your own. We don't want to be a bunch of Beachbody robots and copy and paste everybody's stuff, but I do that all the time. I see somebody's post and I'm like, that's a great idea. I'm going to make something like that and make it my own. Be consistent every day. I've heard me tell you this a million bajillion times, but nobody is going to say, oh my gosh, girl, can you tell me about that shake you posted about 6 months ago? I'd love more information. And so I have some coaches too that are posting motivational stuff, but they're not actually ever inviting. They're not talking about what they're doing. They're just like, hey, go exercise, or hey, do this, like, hey, be proud of yourself, which is great, but you need to invite because people don't always know that I can ask them for help or I can be a coach too. So once a week at a minimum, you're going to make a challenge group post. Once a week at a minimum, you're going to make a coaching post. And I do 1 coaching post a week, but I probably do 3 posts where I could consider like the hashtag best job ever kind of post. Just being like, I love this job so much because, or I was able to do this because. Like last week, I was able to go home and see my baby niece when she was 5 days old. And before that, I hadn't seen a niece that was younger than like 2 months because I didn't have the PTO to go home. I didn't have the time to take off and I was broke as a joke. So taking leave without pay was not an option for me. And it was so cool to be like, screw this, I'm going to go spend 9 days in Pennsylvania with, my best friend Danielle and then go hang out with my family and my baby nieces. And like, I never would have had that option before. So yeah, I'm going to make a post about that. That's a freaking big deal to be able to hold an 8-pound baby that is 5 days old versus like, oh, look, they are 3 months old, so it was really, really cool. And those are the kind of things, I don't care if it's like, Debbie Potter made a post today how she was able to pay half of her expenses with Beachbody. And she just started, in May or March or something? She, hasn't been a long time. And she was one of those coaches that you saw that she was putting in the effort and she wasn't seeing a ton of return for it. But now it's really paying off that she was working more in the beginning and now is seeing the benefits of it. And I know Kim Boyd was like that as well. Danielle was like that. Amanda, I know that's going to be your story too. So don't get frustrated if you're doing all these things and you're listening to personal development and you're, talking to your coach about what you could be doing differently and you're not getting a ton of bites, because I have people all the time that don't like or comment or do anything until they message me one day and they're like, all right, tell me about this coaching thing. I think I want to do it. Or tell me about this 21-day fix. So don't get disgruntled that people are not interacting with you, because as long as you're being consistent, more and more people every day are seeing it. I'm about to sign up a coach this week that I honestly haven't talked to her in probably 3 years. She hasn't liked a single thing. She hasn't commented. And we were just mutual friends. She was a friend of a friend introduced us. And honestly, we probably met one time ever. And she was she just emailed me one day. I think I must have put my email on a post if you wanted more information. And she wasn't comfortable commenting or doing anything publicly, but she emailed me. I got her into our 3-day exclusive group. And I got on the phone with her and kind of talked to her about it. And she's like, it's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? And I was like, yep. So, she's about to sign up, and she wasn't on my radar. She wasn't even on my list. I never even thought of her because I barely knew her, which is another reason why you should go through that memory jogger. I posted the other day, but it's in your Coach Online office if you need to find it. I think it's also in day 1 of Coach Basics. You can find it there. The memory jogger is amazing. It helps you to find people that you never would have thought of otherwise. So I would love for you to also make it a goal to set yourself apart with photos and cool photos. Hold on. I just drooled all over myself, or dribbled water, but I was dying of thirst. Okay, so I have been using Canva and PicMonkey so much lately. And yay, Jacqueline, I'm seeing all those awesome comments. And let me share my screen and just show you some of the cool things I've been able to make with Canva. And Shauna is really good at this stuff too. And she can, attest that it makes a big difference, making something pop. Shauna's really good at cover photos. If you ever need somebody to go to, she's really cool. Okay, so I saw somebody posted in this group I'm in. It's like a push to elite. And I just created this literally a minute before a call. That's why I was 2 minutes late. Forgot what the time was. And I just made this the background of my computer. And it took me literally like a minute. And okay, so these, let me see my designs. I'm going to show you some of the things I've made. Okay, so again, I made this like in 2.5 seconds today. I made this free 5-day Eat This, Not That holiday boot camp. I used the PicMonkey to cut out this photo of myself, and then I put it in here. Just kind of like really cool, eye-catching things that don't take a lot of time, but sometimes I'll sit here and I'll make 2 or 3 of them and just have them for the week. If you want to make your coaches, when you welcome them, you want to make them stand out, or doing and little things. And the cool things is this saves everything for you. So every time I get a coach that makes Emerald, so like what I can do, see, it still says copy of Molly Trumpler because I made this for Molly first and then I just use this template, is you can go to file and make a copy. And so you can just make a copy and use these things over and over for, introducing coaches, or, your Coach Emerald post, or, things that I do a lot is I will take like things like this, or this, and you can see I'm just like using it in a bunch of things. So I found this really cool quote today, and I hated the background. It was really ugly. And so I just took it and I put the words into this document, and then I even put my IG name on it. So it was really personable. And so I could have just saved that old image and slapped it on there, but I wanted to kind of make something pop. And that's a great way to kind of brand yourself too. Like I always go for chevron or gold or polka dots. Those are the kind of things that I love. And Canva is just so awesome. I can do new coach posts, congrats posts, things like that. So, here and there, I'll put in my challenge group, save $15 a month on Shakeology. Ask your coach about the benefits of discount coaching. Don't be afraid to ask your challengers, do you want to, that are, ordering Shakeology regularly, do you want to save $15 a month? Here I love making things like this with challengers, and, kind of saying, I'm proud of you. Like when people say anything and you're proud of them for it, this is like waiting for my 21-day fix to arrive. Now it says it'll be tomorrow. But instead of saying, oh, I'll just start tomorrow, I went online and did the first workout. My butt, basically saying like, I will master it soon. And it was a really cool, kind of thing that she posted in our challenge group. So I made a post about it. If you get like cool things from people, make it into a post. And, I did this. This was, I asked for non-scale victories from my girls, and I got this. And, I completed all the workouts and was able to finish them all. I completed my first round of the 21-day fix, hated what the scale said, but loved my after photo. Just had my insulin doses decrease. Like, hello. I walked to the grocery store today and actually wasn't exhausted by the time I got there and back. My love handles are a little less lovey. I wore my first pair of shorts in 6 years. I was finally comfortable enough. And I think that was Debbie Potter. So that's awesome. First round of 21-day fix is done. I'm down 7 pounds and 3 inches. Like if you read that and you're like, dude, this is so freaking cool. I feel like that would kind of be like, okay, I've been thinking about this. I've been seeing her posts. I'm going to go for it. So, I just think that like making your posts like stand out doesn't take a lot of extra time. This is absolutely free to you as well. I can't tell you. This was one of my good friends. She ran a half marathon. She loves Shakeology. She's always too broke to buy it. And I honestly it doesn't bother me. I'm not going to try to sell her. I give her free Shakeology all the time because she's my best friend. I love her to death. And I hope you know you're capable and brave and significant, even when it feels like you're not. I made a post about her and she called me crying. Like, I just was saying how proud I was. She ran her first half marathon and it had nothing to do with Beachbody. Had nothing to do. I knew I wasn't going to get a challenge pack out of her, but it made her day. And you kind of have to take it back to that. Like, how can I make people feel better about themselves? And I always love to shout out my challengers that are doing really awesome. I had one here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I did one for my girl, Megan, who was an awesome challenger. And I just kind of took her picture and made a post about it and just kind of said how proud I was of her. And she kind of, messaged me and was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's honestly made my day. So what I want you to do is, and this is kind of going around with too, how to build a leadership mentality. I want you to start grooming every single customer you have to be a coach. And Patrick Roman does a bunch of videos on this about how he does it too. So if you look at his YouTube channel, he's got some awesome videos about how he is always grooming his challengers to be coaches. So I've shared how to be a badass in our challenge group, and I keep reminding them, hey, have you watched it? Or have you listened to the audiobook? So I have a link in, if you want it, just let me know. It should be in, it is in our group. If you're not in there, just let me know. It should be in the file somewhere. But I have them start listening to You're a Badass. And I have had 3 people say, oh my gosh, I love this chick. She's hilarious. This is awesome. And this is a book that is focused on telling you you're freaking awesome. I don't know why you're so hard on yourself. You need to cut yourself a break. And that's what people need to hear. People need to hear they're awesome. People need to hear they're too damn hard on themselves. They need to hear that they are good enough. And this is grooming them to be coaches by making them make personal development non-negotiable. So I was on the phone with Alicia Rogers today, and I gave her a couple tips that I think would be helpful for also establishing yourself as a leader. Is she has had 2 people now kind of give her like, no, I really want to see it first. And so she sets up a time for them to come to her house. She's like, I usually have dinner with them and I show them the 21-day fix. And I'm like, that's great, but you don't have the option to do that with everybody. And I don't know if there's a disconnect somewhere. I've never really had anybody say that, but what would be awesome for her, she's getting people that are like this, make a video of yourself with like a 4-minute or less video and be like, hey, so I get a ton of questions about what the heck this 21-day fix is, and I want to break it down for you because it's awesome. And sometimes like reading things is just overwhelming. So you'd have your containers and you'd say, okay, so you get a meal plan and it gives you a list. You can show the meal plan, gives you a list of foods to eat. If it fits, you can eat it. Here's the containers. You get a month of Shakeology. I would just talk about it as a challenge pack as a whole. Like, don't even talk about like, you can do it without Shakeology. In that video that you're sending to people, just sell it as a package deal. This is how it comes. And, you can even, I would just probably say it's $160 in the video so you can use it every month. And then when you send it, just say, by the way, the video says it's $160. It's actually on sale right now for $140, which is awesome because then they're like, dude, it's on sale. This is awesome. Versus you being like, sometimes it's on sale for $140. They might be like, let me wait till it's on sale. So that's what I suggest for pricing. But tell them about, okay, this is my shake. I do this every day for breakfast. I mix it with banana, peanut butter, and it's an ice and almond milk, and I drink it on my way to work. And then talk about the exercises, show them this. There's a calendar that has the workout schedule, and then you have, your meal plan, and bada bing, bada boom. Like, that's something that you could easily send as an attachment in an email or in a Facebook message, and that would be saving that paragraph that you have in that 21-day fix script too, which is kind of making it more personable anyways. And people are like, oh, that helps so much. Thank you. I understand. So one, that's going to establish you as a leader because you're not like, hey, check out this, girls. I mean, it may take you twice to get it, make sure it's under 5 minutes, but it's going to be worth it to have that in your repertoire to be able to be like, hey, here you go. I made this video because I get a ton of questions. So just check this out and let me know if you still have any questions. things like that. So that would be you said, they're like, wow, this girl like has her own YouTube and has videos. Cause most people like that's unheard of. So I think that also sets you as a leader. The other thing I told her is she's had 2 clients now, do plyo from 21 Day Fix, like the bonus workout plyo. They've done that for like a week straight. And they're like, when do I go to the next workout? Or when do I get my next workout? She's like, you're joking, right? Like and so she's had 2 girls do that. And she's like, I swear I was like making fun of the first girl to the second girl before this happened. So I don't know how this happened. And I said, well, that just kind of shows that you should just make an welcome email and just send it to people, because that's going to help you and save you a ton of stuff talking to them later. So just briefly say what to expect. Maybe go on, Google a 21 Day Fix sample meal plan, because there's a ton of people that write out their weekly meals, and you could just kind of insert that picture. Or if you do that yourself, take a picture of yours. Here's how I plan my meals out for the week or for the day. And, you could, just briefly talk about, you'll find the schedule here, If you have any questions, let's set up a 15-minute call and I'll talk to you about planning your meals and before you get started. If you could set up a little call with people, I know you're busy and maybe that won't always work, but you could always get multiple people on the call, with you. If you're, busy, maybe have 2 people signed up. That makes the connection even stronger. Because a lot of the people that I meet are from Instagram, and it's hard to really build a relationship with them, without being able to make that connection. So the people that I've gotten on the phone with as coaches, 9 times out of 10 as customers, 9 times out of 10 become coaches, because we have that bond. I'm no longer just like a coach from Instagram that added them, and they know I'm a real person. So if you can make a 10 or 15-minute call with your new clients, and maybe even just say, hey, I'm free Tuesday. I want to talk to you guys, my newer clients. Could we do maybe a 20-minute Zoom call, and we'll ask any questions, and it'll be just kind of like a cool girls' night. We can get together and, talk about some things that have helped with cravings, yada, yada. I mean, what the heck? That's like seriously grooming people to be coaches, because we do that as coaches. So just trying to, set yourself as a leader. It doesn't matter if you have 0 coaches. It's a mindset. And when you decide, hey, I'm going to go out and I'm going to rock this, and I'm going to invite 3 people today to coaching, and I'm going to invite 5 people to the challenge group. And if they say no, who cares? I went out there, I did it, I did my job. And when you look at yourself and you say, I'm going to have an amazing freaking team, and, I'm just going to do every day my 3 vital behaviors until I get there. It's a mindset. And things like when people tell you, oh, Shakeology is so expensive, or I would do that, but this, I don't ever say, oh, I know. I say, you know what? It's really not, if you think about it. I pay $3 a meal, and that replaces a meal. It replaces coffee. It replaces the enzymes I used to take. It replaces my multivitamins. And when I went part-time in last October, I actually bought 2 bags of Shakeology, because I drank 2 shakes a day and I saved on groceries because I was worried about money. So no, it actually saves me money in the long run. And if you think about it, I'm sure the last time you went to eat, you spent a lot more than $3 a meal. And when you just kind of break it down like that, like, don't let people shit talk your product. Like, it's awesome and it's worth it. I had this one girl that she's in a group I'm in, and she was like having a ton of stomach pains, and she has to do vegan and, has to do no dairy, all these things. And she said, does anybody have any vegan snacks? And I said, I don't know if no, I just said, oh, I have a lot of issues with dairy too. I love because she said preferably desserts. And I said, I love the vegan chocolate Shakeology. That's a lot of times I'll make that at night when I'm craving something sweet. And I messaged her because she had some like terrible issues. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I had talked to her about coaching in the past, and she just started like, I'm sorry, I don't want it. It's too expensive. I'm sorry, I just don't want it. And I was like, okay, you asked for suggestions and I gave you one, and I checked in with you. She's like, every single person I've ever talked to about Beachbody has hounded me, and it gives your business a bad rep, and I'm sorry, but it makes, you look bad too or something. And I was like, no, it really doesn't. I'm still successful. I don't know, anybody that knows me doesn't think of me like that. She's like, yeah, well, it kind of does. So that sucks for you. And I was like, nope, I'm actually really successful at this, and I really enjoy my job. And again, anybody that knows me doesn't think that of me, but good luck. And like, I'm not going to sit here and let you say like, oh yeah, sorry, sucks that you're with the company. I'm like, actually, it's absolutely changed my life, and I absolutely adore my team, my coaches, and I work from home now. And good luck with your stomach issues because you can't afford it. Yet you're like out there paying $45 a month for your gym. Okay. You know, like things like that. So in a very nice way, I'm not going to ever let somebody tell me that, you know, what I'm doing or, you know, Shakeology that's changed my life so much is I'm not going to stand for that. And I'm not going to let people say, oh, that's so expensive. Like really, let's talk about the amount of times you went to the bar and to, you know, out to eat at restaurants last month. So just in a polite way, kind of remind people that if you think about the money you spend on this, it's really not bad. I went to Panera and had soup and a hot tea, and it was $7. $3 for a healthy meal that's going to have all the vitamins and minerals I need really ain't that bad. And when you get it for less than $5 a day for a workout, a meal, you know, the meal plan, the containers, it's pretty amazing. So you just need to go in there with like, instead of being like, yeah, I know it is, but you should really try it anyways. So just go in there being confident and say, screw you. If you decide it is too much money, that's fine. But I'm going to go down defending it in a polite way. I mean, not like, no, you stupid freak. It's not like, you know, but just go in there confidently and just go in there knowing that if this person signs up, it's going to change their life. Okay. How to build a leadership mentality. Personal development is so huge. Let me go through some of my personal development I've done this week or this month. I have literally, it's changed my business since I got Audible as an app. It's on your phone and I can listen to it all while I'm driving, while I'm doing laundry, whatever. It would take me like 3 months to read a book before. I was terrible. So I only did YouTube videos before. And now I listen to everything here, and I probably read a book every 2 or 3 weeks. It's awesome. So the 4-hour work week I just listened to, that was great. It was super long. And at the end, it was more so for like entrepreneurship. If you wanted to open a business later, still cool information. But the big takeaway from the 4-hour work week was, are you busy? Are you working to be busy, or are you working to get shit done? Like get your stuff done. And that was huge to me because I can't tell you how much I'm just like, oh, I should be doing this, but I'm going to do this. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do this. And then like, I am looking at my should-do list and they're all still there because I didn't want to do those things and I did the little things. So that's kind of just, you need to, and he said, set a phone reminder 3 times throughout the day when you should be doing like your power hour or whatever, and make a reminder, set a reminder in your phone that's like, are you working to be busy or are you working to get stuff done? And I started doing that and literally can't tell you how many times I caught myself. I'm like, oh, I should get off Canva. I freaking love Canva and I spend too much time on there. You know, like I need to be sending those messages because a lot of times it's like 11 o'clock at night and I'm like, I didn't send my invites. That is not okay. You work from home. What have you been doing all day? Because that's the most important part of, you know, being a coach is inviting. So that kind of was a big wake up. Like, I don't need to be in my team group 700 hours a day. I don't need to be doing this 80 hours a day. I need to be sending my invites, following up with people, checking in with my coaches, checking in with my clients. And then when I have that done, because those are the money generating things in your business. Then when you have that done, you can make a cool picture on Canva. You can spend some more time doing this, but focus on the 3 valuable behaviors and especially inviting and building relationships. And focus on new relationships. Another bad habit I have is chasing around these people that have given me the, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And I'm like, oh, well, I have these people that I've already worked on, so I can keep talking to them. And they're either ignoring me or saying they don't have the money when I should be finding new people that I can then, you know, continue to follow up with. So every day you need to find 5 new people, at the very least 3 new. But what I do is I do it through Instagram for the most part. That has been the easiest thing for me. I do the 5-3-1 method, and that's go search a hashtag that you like to use, like a bunch of photos. If something speaks to you, then go to their profile, like 5 of their photos, comment on 3, and you usually get 1 follower back. One of the comments I always make is, oh my gosh, girl, I just stalked the crap out of you. Are you on Facebook? I love your post. We should be friends. And a lot of times people add me to Facebook from there. I don't want you to get into, hey girl, I love your post. I think you'd be a great coach. No, when I get messages like that, I mean, even if I wasn't a coach, I would be like, ugh, no, like I don't want to buy anything from you. focus on relationships. So when you're I have I'm working with one of Tanner's coaches closely, and she's doing awesome at this and sending great messages, but she's kind of getting into the coaching a little early. So I said, just focus on relationships on Instagram, get them to Facebook, and then you can talk to them more and talk about, but don't ever insert on Instagram, I think you'd be a great coach. Do you want to add me to Facebook and we can talk there? Just focus on the relationship and then get them to Facebook, add them to a free group and get to know them. Is that like 5 and comment on 3 and the same person? Yeah, same person. And then you usually get a follower back. Because most people are like maybe using a couple of hashtags and they're just like a busy mom, like talking about something, or, and so when somebody likes, they see like April McDonald, they're like, whoa, who is this chick? What is she doing? So, and that's kind of the same idea that Instagress does. So that's basically me doing Instagress and being more personable. I personally turned my comments off because I was putting like hearts and all this stuff on a ton of like guys shirtless photos, and that's just not the crowd that I want to attract. So I turned my comments off, and I still do the likes with Instagress, but I personally go out and find people to comment. And we're going to get into the delegation in a little bit, and I'll tell you how I actually delegated some of that out. But yeah, so that is a really cool thing. And then what you can do from Instagram is, so say somebody, you just love them and you're like, this person would be a perfect coach. You can follow them, and then there's 3 dots at the top right corner of their profile once you're following them, and you can click it and say turn on post notifications or turn post notifications on. Then I get a text message, like a notification every time they post something. So I will then go to their Instagram, like that post and comment on it. And I do that for about a week. And then at the end of the week, I'm like, okay, and I write down who I do that to. So then at the end of the week, I'm like, hey, I can either just comment on one of their photos, or I can shoot them a direct message and be like, hey, I just love your posts and your page is so inspiring. Are you on Facebook? I feel like we could be friends. And so you can do it either way. You can just do 531 and invite everybody to add you then, or you can do that, interact with them for a week, and then ask everybody you're following, however many people, by sending that direct message, copying and pasting it, and kind of saying, hey, are you on Facebook? I'd love to be friends. And Tanner Hine does that way. So she created a document in our Team Run Pink group. There's a file that talks about how she does that. So you can see she even shared the wording and everything. And she sent a cute little picture of herself that says like, you are amazing, or something, smiling. She's just holding like a white piece of paper and smiling. It says you are amazing. And then writes a really sweet note. So that's actually been very helpful for her as well. A great book I really liked was The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. That was a longer book, but it was like, it honestly, like every time I listened to it, it was like, boom, I needed that. Like, it's just really good information. Go for No, I love that book. The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy was really good. The Energy Bus by John Gordon was a good book, but it was more so attitude. If you need an attitude shift, if you need to start thinking more positive and realize that, you put out your energy that you decide to get back, and being positive. To me, I enjoyed it, but I like books about leadership, and I like books about like, things like that. So it was a good, like, feel good book, and, kind of focusing on your attitude. But yeah, The Compound Effect is great. There's one I want to read. It's called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. I think that's what it's called. And so, but honestly, like, you can just Google, like, I think I Googled Beachbody, personal development suggestions, and I found a couple awesome Beachbody blogs, that had suggestions of some things that I hadn't heard of. And every national wake up call, you type of book that they love. So, just start a page in your binder and write down personal development and write down books that you want to eventually read. You don't have to listen to them all at once. But the more personal development you can read or listen to, the more that you can share with your team and knowledge that you have. Most of the time, my team calls are from personal development that I've done this week and things that I have taken away from it. And at the end of every call, at the end of every personal development you listen to, I want you to think to yourself, what 2 things do I want to start implementing from listening to this? Because that is so huge. It's one thing to listen to it. It's another thing to think, what 2 things am I going to start implementing? Because that is where the magic happens, is where I'm not just going to listen to it, but I'm going to make action and take action on it. Let's see, what else do I have about how to build leadership mentality? I mean, honestly, the sooner that you can just decide, I'm going to freaking be a 2016 elite coach, for next year. If you're on this call right now, it is 100% possible that you will be an elite coach in 2016. So just understanding that it's possible and changing your mindset to, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, that's cool for somebody else, but that could never be me. I remember when I signed on and I heard about how successful Janelle Summers was, and I was like, dude, I will never be able to be a half of what she is. That's amazing. And now I'm like, yeah, good for you, girl, but I'm going to try my darndest to be, to follow in your footsteps. It's not like I could never do that. If you've been a Beachbody coach for longer than a week, you realize it's not brain surgery. Like, it's not. You just do the same thing over and over, and you're not afraid to hear no, and you're not afraid to talk to more people, and you're not afraid that your sister might tell you that your posts are obnoxious, or that your best friend might say, oh, I wish I could make videos and make a living. You're right. All I do is make videos. I'm so lucky, like, I have people that tell me that too, and I don't freaking care, because there's people out there that can have their lives changed by you not giving a shit about what anybody else thinks of you. You're going to have people make fun of you. You're going to have people think, oh, you're on a diet, you can't have these nachos. And, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. You need to know in your heart that you're proud of who you are. You're helping to change lives, and screw everybody else. Be able to laugh at yourself. If somebody's making fun of you, whatever, screw you. I laugh about it. I don't care. On the inside, I'm thinking, oh, that's funny. I actually matched my husband and my income, and I work from home on my couch, in my robe, and I honestly usually don't even brush my hair, but have a good laugh, and like, you're going to be there too. You're going to be able to, be at that part. Like, I have created the life that I desire to live. So yeah, it maybe have a good laugh at my expense, but I'm going to have the most amazing life. And I want to invite you, and so just know that, not being a brat about it, but know on the inside, like, they can laugh all they want, but you are going to be the one that later on, they're going to be like, how can I do that? And, I love the quote, do now what others won't, so you can be later what, live later how others can't. And it's so true. If I worked full time, planned a wedding, was training for marathons, doing stuff around the house, and I still made it work. I have people that are single moms. Like, everybody is busy. You choose what you do with your downtime. If you're playing Candy Crush, cool, good for you. I'd rather be working my business. And if you're working your business and finding it hard to keep up, and you're feeling like, I don't have enough time, I want you to track every single thing you do tomorrow and see, what do I not need to be doing? Do I need to be scrolling through Facebook for 20 minutes? Nope. Oh, but I might find somebody that makes a post about wanting to lose weight, so I should probably do that. Nope, not necessary. So so that was my biggest thing, was scrolling through Facebook and Instagram, just thinking, oh, well, I'm going to try to find a lead. Nope, that's actually not going to help me. So what am I trying to do? Okay, let me know if you can't see my screen. I'm going to go to Facebook and show you what I downloaded. Okay, so I downloaded Facebook Purity. So Facebook Purity is an app that gets rid of your news feed. It's absolutely amazing, because I am so, like, this is what it looks like. I got rid of the chat over here. I got rid of everything. I just have my groups over here. So I kept telling myself, stop scrolling, and I didn't do it. So I downloaded this app, and now I have no option but to not be scrolling. But I still want to check in on my coaches and people that are prospective coaches. So what you can do is, over here on interest, you can create an interest list. And I still need to do another one for, these are coach prospects. I still want to make another one for my personal coaches, and then one for, like, our entire team of people that I interact with. Because I don't want to not be able to be like, girl, I loved your post. So I haven't finished that, but what I have dream coaches. So these are people that are coach prospects. Where did you go? It works, I promise. I don't know what my computer's doing. And so I can, okay, I guess I have to change this with Facebook Purity, because I think I can do change here. I thought I could still do it. I thought it popped up the other day. So I would just like change my Facebook Purity. I would take it off for a second to be able to do that, I guess. That's obnoxious because I thought I could do that. But I have all of those people here so that I can then, it's kind of like a news feed for people I want to see. I have to figure out, I'll ask Kelly how she does that. Or Andrea Wallace talked to us about that. So, but yeah, so Facebook Purity is really cool to be able to like get away from, you know, all of the BS and things that you don't need to do. And then what I do is I organize my groups. So Team Run Pink Run Happy and April's Coaching Fam, that's my personally sponsored coaches. That's what I'm going to, you know, focus on. So then I've got Coach Basics, 5-day Coach Sneak Peek. I can arrange that, you know, Dash a Diamond, Be Thankful for Your Temple. That's my challenge group. So I have all of the, you know, important coaches in a row over here. Is it going to work? Seriously? That's so annoying. I don't know why it's not. I'm like determined to make it, but it won't. So get your groups all in a row of importance and just go for your power hour and check in. Like Team Run Pink Run Happy. I would go in there, see if any posted any questions or, you know, anything like that. You know, I may like see that nobody has commented on her thing since, so go read that and comment, you know, things like that. So I go in my groups and right now, if you're not running a challenge group, feel free to jump into our Be Thankful for Your Temple. We're finishing our first week. You know, I've got a ton of people posting about their meals. I have things scheduled, you know, each day so that, you know, this is coming from Buffer. I have that, you know, template for you guys to use for your team. This again was scheduled by Buffer. Water selfies, stop, jog, and chug. And we've got all these people, you know, posting their water bottles. So get people engaged and get people to interact with each other. And now let's talk about delegation. This right here is something I'm delegating out. So I'm going to start keeping a tally of everyone who posts each day and doing giveaways. Who's excited about that? Every day I will be posting an image with the names of who has posted the most, and each Monday it starts back at 0 for everyone to have a fair chance to be entered. So what I did was I went to elance.com and I made a post, and I basically just wrote in layman terms, I want somebody to track my challengers and, or, you know, track the people in my fitness group and make an image every day with who has been commenting. So they might say, Lisa has commented 3 days this week. You know, Tina has commented 2 days, and they're going to make an image. And I gave them, so I found somebody from the US, and then I added her, and she's like $5 an hour or something. She's like somebody that's retired and just enjoys doing, you know, contract work. So I hired her. We talked about it. I got on the phone with her, and then I added her to Facebook, and I added her to my group. So she's in that Facebook group, and then I gave her my Buffer logon. And so she is going to have access to my Facebook group to then make that template. I told her to use canva.com. That'd probably be the easiest. And then go to Buffer, and she's going to schedule every day the next day. And it's going to look like it's coming from me. Hey guys, here's the roundup for this week. And boom, like she's able to, you know, make that. And that's a really cool thing for people to they want to see their name up there. They want to be entered into a prize. So that's going to make people, you know, and it cost me what, $15. I mean, I can't see it taking her more than 3 hours a week. So, you know, that's pretty cool. It's for me to be like, this is a huge thing that's going to keep people posting. And then those people that are posting a lot, they're going to get great results. They're going to be drinking their Shakeology. They're going to be doing their workout, and they're going to make amazing coaches. So for me, that's worth it. Another thing I delegated out was I have my best friend now who is very much like me. You know, find somebody that's like you, that, you know, talks the same as you. And I'm paying her $10 an hour just for, you know, 2 hours a week to be using my Instagram. And she does the 531 for me, and I have her do 10 people a day because, I mean, literally, she's a big runner too. We have so much in common. We talk the same. So I could easily have somebody else do that. But for that, I want somebody to be because if you're going to be pretending to be me to start conversations, I want them to be able to talk like me. So I'm only having her start the conversation and then I'm finishing it. So she's doing that part where she's like, oh my gosh, what a great pace. How did your race go? How did you feel? So, and I mean, I'm just paying her $10 an hour because, she could use the extra money and she's already on Instagram anyways. So if you have somebody like that, or, maybe you have a little cousin, maybe you have maybe you have a daughter. I don't know. There's so many people that you can pay not a lot of money and have them do mindless things to get you more contacts. So things that, think about things that you could delegate out. I have somebody come clean my house 3 times a week, or I wish, 3 times a month. And no, once every 3 weeks. I can't talk. And I'm such a stingy person. And I was like, no, I don't want to spend money on that. I can do it. But my house is a mess. And when I do clean, it takes me like 17 times longer than this person that comes and does an amazing job and doesn't skip things like the fan and the baseboards and, things that I'm like, I don't have time for that. So yes, it was an expense, but think about your time. And if you think about what you're worth an hour versus what you would spend, if I would spend 5 hours cleaning my house and I think about what I'm worth an hour, it's way worth my time or money to pay that person. Think about things like, another thing I delegated out is I have my Instagram is basically like a blog. I have a blog and I don't use it as I should. I post maybe once every 4 or 5 months. It's so embarrassing. So what I do is I hired somebody from Elance and I'm having her go back through the last 4 months of my Instagram and take photos and basically copy and paste and make it into a backdated blog. So I have good content. And then what I'm going to have her do in the future is once a week, take a Instagram post and make it into a blog post. I already made the content. I could easily go and do it. I just don't want to. I don't make that a priority, and I could make it a priority, but it stresses me out. So she's into blogging. That's her thing. She enjoys it. I'm going to pay her to do that because that's going to have constant content on my blog. And I can send people like, hey, check out my blog. I've got recipes here. I've got this and that. And if I'm already doing it on Instagram and I'm already slapping it on Facebook and blogging just isn't really my thing, I'm going to have her do that. So that to me is worth it. She's also done a newsletter for me. I'm going to start sending out to people once a month. And she did awesome stuff. She looked up holistic seasonal things and she talked about some, essential oils. And I said, I want a workout. And she looked up some HIIT workouts on Pinterest. And she looked up some healthy, eat this, not that, holiday things for us. She put together our 5-day, eat this, not that meal plan or, template of what I'm going to post. I said, I want a motivational post. I want a tip in the middle of the day for, eating this, not that. And then I want a recipe, to share at night. And she put everything together, and not very much at all to cost. So don't be afraid to, use things that, maybe you'd spend $10, but you'd save a ton of time doing it. I remember I put off, having Shauna do my thing because I was like, oh, I don't want to spend money on it. I can do it. I spent freaking 2 hours and it looked like a piece of crap. I was like, okay, I just need to have Shauna do this. So don't put off things that in the long run, it's worth it to get things off your plate. So I want you to write down everything you do and think about what you can take off your plate. Somebody just mentioned Fiverr. Fiverr is awesome. Fiverr.com. And we only have about 4 minutes, so let me just do this really quick and show you something that I've used. So if I go here, documents. Okay, this is amazing. I had somebody put this together. I gave them tips in a Word document, and I said, I want this to be something that is, kind of eye-catching and cool. Can you see it? Yeah? Okay. So this was all kinds of different tips for budgeting, and now I have a Budgeting 101 free, it's a freemium that I can give to people. And I have a copy of it that doesn't have this information here too. I'm happy to, share that with you guys if you guys want. But what I've done is from this, I think I asked people in Tubby to Tone, hey, what are your budget, tips? And then I put this together, and it's pretty cool for somebody to have. So then I go to my blog and I decided, hey, I have this thing. What can I do with it? So on my blog, can you guys see me this? Okay. On my blog, I added free ebook, Budgeting for Broke Girls. And you can start a free blog. I paid somebody to do this, and you can tell it looks, more professional, but I had a free blog forever. Okay, so budgeting for broke girls. And then I'm getting a picture to put on here, but basically, are you like me and feel like you're always broke, yet always wanting to buy more fun workout clothes or adopt another puppy or splurge on some fun sparkly jewelry? And so basically all they do is they put in their email here and hit submit, and then they're going to get it emailed to them. And I used MailChimp.com, and it's a free service. And so I get to get a contact copy of all their emails. And then, and I did the same thing with my free 5-day fitness and nutrition boot camp. And then they put their name and their email. And I think I have over 80 people from this because I posted about it on Instagram. I posted about it on Facebook. I'm sharing it on Pinterest. And from here, now I have these emails, and they're going to get a monthly newsletter. And in the monthly newsletter is some awesome free tips and also an invite to join our challenge group. So this, you may be looking at this and be like, holy crap, I am so overwhelmed right now. But honestly, break your freemium down into smaller goals. So my freemium was a 5-day fitness and nutrition boot camp. So I broke it down to, okay, make a meal plan, or I already had one made. So I just used the one I have, that 4-week meal plan. You guys are welcome to have it too. Then I said, okay, I want 5 days of workouts. I had Matt record me doing workouts with a modification. And then I just did a voiceover on iMovie of how to do modifications. And they get a link to all the YouTube videos. I make those as unlisted so other people can't just find that on my YouTube. And then I attached a Eat This, Not That document that I had somebody from Fiverr make for me, and like, hey, bring this to a barbecue instead. And then the last 2 days were like checking in on them and inviting them to the 5-day or to the 21-day fix. So it took a little bit of time, and it was time consuming, but I got a list of emails that I now can use and help people from that. Yeah, Dave Ramsey is awesome for budgeting tips. So anybody that needs to get on, if you have been invited to Kelly's Illuminate group, her call is starting at 8, so feel free to jump on that. But for those of you who, I'm going to jump on that just a little bit late, but for those of you who aren't leaving or have questions, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask anything that you have now. Does anybody have questions or things you struggle with or anything like that? See, are we good? Okay, well, I'm going to go jump on that call then. And if you think of anything at all, just post in the group. I'd love to be able to help you guys out, and just keep pushing and know that there's seriously so much potential for you in 2016. Just make a goal, set it in stone, think about it now, and work like heck. Just because it's not 2016, what you do in this quarter is going to explode your business in the future. So Hammer and Chisel comes out the first week of December. I want to say December 2nd. Get in there and go on Beachbody On Demand and do the 2 workouts for Hammer and Chisel and start talking about it and start getting people pumped about it, and do an exercise accountability post every day to let people know that, you're doing it every day, and they know that they can come to you, because doing your workout and talking about your workout are 2 different things. So follow Melanie Mitro. Her like page is Committed to Getting Fit. She does this every day. And I love it. It motivates me. And Danielle Mullen is really good at that from our team. She's really, kind of implemented that. And I love seeing that every day. I know she's getting it done. That you can look to her and that she's going to be doing that. And it motivates other people, even if they're not liking, even if they're not commenting. When they know that they can come to your page and they're going to see that every time, they're going to just be like, I needed that today. So follow successful people, type in 2014 top 10 Beachbody coaches and find them on YouTube. Listen to they put free training for their team on YouTube. So definitely check that out. And, just continue to keep kicking butt and talk to people every day and be do your 3 vital behaviors, and that's literally like all you have to do. You just keep making new contacts and you'll be golden. So all right, well, thanks so much, guys, for hopping on, and I'm gonna go get on that call. So I will talk to you guys soon.